on 4.
Hello, hello, hello! Are we back?
Yes.
Yeah, there we go. Welcome to the Swole Initiative Network. You're watching the Fables of Gahlia, the correct way to start your weekend. So thank you for being here nice and early. Oh, hey, Johnny. Hey, Fran. Glad you could be here, man. So before we jump into tonight's show, we're gonna run through some of our brand partners, starting with Staxomophone. Take it away.
Nice. Swole only rolls with Norse Foundry's amazing gemstone and metal dice. Also, all of our featured music comes from the free library available on Apple Music and Spotify by the one and only Norse Foundry. Use the code SWOLE, SWOLE, to save 10% at norsefoundry.com.
Awesome. That leads us to Betty.
Yes, where I'm going to talk about Dogmite, the indomitable Dogmite, who supplies all of our luxury tabletop accessories in solid and natural woods like you've never seen them before. So you should go to dogmite.com to see these true champions of creativity. You can use the code SWOLE and you can get 15% off of your purchase. So go do that, but in another tab and keep us open. You can also take a look at Jay's beautiful custom-made DM screen from Dogmite, no less. Yes, we love you.
Yes. Who's next? Brent, you're next. I know things.
Oh, I didn't realize I was on mute because I was talking about rolling trays with feet, but no one heard me, so I will move on. All right, you guys, it is. Yep, the feet, little ones. It is time to give a special thank you and shout out to our next sponsor of the evening. Say it with me, Griffin Co. All right. I'm still getting my voice back. It's been a couple of weeks. And hopefully it'll be at full force next week. But anyway, all of our 3D printed and custom trained stuff that you see on our shows is from Griffin Co. And if you would like to get in on this super awesome action, just go on over to griffinco.com and use the promo code SWOLE22 and receive 22% off your entire order at checkout.
Awesome. Which leaves us with Ashley.
Hello! I'm going to tell you about Hero Forge, and you would think I would have this one sentence memorized by now, but my head's too full of Cats the Musical lyrics to store any new knowledge. Hero Forge! Our fully custom player minis come from the awesome Hero Forge, Dodoy. Design yours today at heroforge.com.
Dodoy.
Awesome. Other things we have going on. I've seen some new people in the chat. So, new things for new people. Well, old things for new people. Flex points. Everyone can do that. Once you accrue enough channel points, you can go down to that flexing arm in the bottom left-hand corner of your chat and click on that, and you will get all of the character icons. You can select one of those characters and spend 1,000 channel points per character per stream. And once 10 of you all do that, they'll get a flex point, which is signified by a giant flexing arm on their player box, which means that at some point they get to bend the rules slightly for the rule of cool, as long as they make it dope narratively, to flex their abilities. So team up in the chat for who you want to flex on. I know Ronan's doing the periodic shout out for how many everyone has.
He's on it.
Thank you for that. So yes, flex points. Also, subscriptions. We like them. They allow us to pay bills and also make new things. So if you choose to subscribe to us, then thank you so much. We do have a sub goal up on the screen there. Looks like we got 20 to go to our next one, where our friends from the amazing Valorhood Co., which is D&D based grooming stuff, are going to have put up a hair and beard oil sample kit one of every one of their scents, which are all based on D&D classes, and they smell dope. As well as a rogue sleuth, which is like coffee-scented, hand-poured candle up for grabs. And we'll launch that giveaway as soon as we hit our giveaway goal on whatever stream we happen to hit it on. We will roll it in that stream. You have to be in the US and you have to be in the stream to claim your prize if you win it. So there's that, and there's something else. Oh, subscriptions. Well, subscribers can join in and roll along with the chat by using !roll. And it will roll a d20 for you in the game, so you can see how you fare as everything goes on. We are hyping, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. That's awesome.
The hype is.
Thank you, guys. Wow, what was I saying? !roll, so you can roll along with the players. You can also use your Prime subscription, which is if you have a Prime account, you can subscribe on what's his name, Bezos' behalf. So you don't have to pay for it. You get a free one every month. If you choose to spend it on us, then thank you so much. Other things, what?
I said follows.
Oh, follow! Yes, we're getting lots of follows. Thank you, guys. If you are not following, please click the little heart button. That's free. So you can do that, and it will roll a character for you on the screen, and they're pretty dope combinations. So do that. And what am I missing?
YouTube.
There's something else. YouTube. Yes, we have one of those. That's where all of our VODs go on to live in the ether after they have disappeared from Twitch. So go and subscribe over there, because that's also free. All the free ways that you can support us. So yes, that would be it, I believe. Have I missed anything?
I don't think so.
Great, because my head is now empty. So yes, awesome. I guess that's it. So there's nothing else to do except roll the trailer for the next episode of the Fables of Gahlia. And welcome back. After we do the weird tech jiggle thing. There we go.
Jiggle, jiggle, jiggle.
I like it when you jiggle, jiggle. Sorry.
Moving on.
Did you call me
Yeah, sorry.
Moving on. Last time on the Fables of Gahlia, you guys were mid extraction mission, helping your new tabaxi friend Antonio extract his son Diego, who had become trapped within his house, rescuing some food for the resistance. For the resistance of Heliacal, the sort of band of regular folk that just stood up to the Gnoll invasion that has taken over the entire city. The streets lined with undead soldiers that they had raised from the grave sites. You were met with Canoe, the enforcer. Large gnoll, well-armored, holding some kind of magical cursed glaive, which you quickly came to find out that he was pretty handy with. After some fighting and some falling with your friend Antonio, you were able to best him by the skin of your teeth for some of you. Gathering up your tabaxi friends, you decided to have Adeline, of all people, assume the visage of the 8-foot gnoll enforcer Canoe, which was slightly shorter, forced perspective, looked about 20 feet away, and tie ropes across all of your wrists and be led out as prisoners in order to fake out the undead in the streets to get back to the little hole that the resistance is gathered in. With some dice rolls, which some did not go great, you, purely because of Antonio's roll and his proficiency with deception, you were able to just about fool enough of them to be led across the main street back to the alleyway as you start to curve down the various angles and back ways towards a familiar stretch to a dead end where the stone is pulled out of the wall. And everyone filters in to the small closed off area that the resistance has gathered in. And so as we zoom in on this room, as you hobble in, licking your wounds, the rest of the night is yours. What would you like to do?
Is everyone all right?
I don't feel entirely. Oh, wait. And she'll turn back into her normal self because she was still big.
Oh, you didn't change when you went in there? Everyone would have been like, ah!
What? Oh, right. Yes, I'm not feeling the best. Not terrible. Mostly just tired. I'm a bit spent. I'm looking forward to resting tonight.
Did you're spent? Was it really hard to maintain looking like Canoe?
Oh, that? No. And she'll wave her hand up, and now she looks like Kaya. That's as easy as breathing. But, you know, everything else was... I don't know if you all noticed, but things were rather fraught back there.
Do that again.
This, she'll turn back into Kaya. I'm not going to kiss you if that's what you're going to ask.
No,
is this a weird kiss?
No. You look so much like my sister.
Oh.
Are you twins?
No, she was older, but I just miss her.
Oh, and she'll hug him, but you can feel like behind the like strong dragonborn arms that she has, you feel like her tiny little like noodle arms, like, so it really like breaks the illusion a little bit. But she'll give you a little hug and be like, "It's all right."
Thank you.
And she'll drop it again.
That was.
Are you able to do that anytime you wish?
Basically, yes.
That's rather amazing. Do me.
I thought we talked about this last. she'll turn into Losteroth.
Oh. And I'll look at the visage, and I'll like, kind of checking myself out. I'm like, that's a good look.
You're looking at your own butt like really intensely right now.
Is that how it looks?
I mean,
Yeah, how
most of
long
the
is it?
time it has less clothing on it, but
Yes.
anyway, all right. You're looking very intensely, and it's creeping me out. I'm done with this. I'm glad we were able to get out of there safely. I was unsure for a moment,
Yes,
several moments.
It got very close to something much darker.
They just keep coming.
Yes.
And Rose, as you utter that sentence, you get this instant kind of flashback, just half a second, to the angry, gnarled face of Canoe leaning over your shield as you're down on one knee holding it up, and he is just breaking the shield from side to side. You're sure that if it wasn't Lagatha's shield, it surely would have broken.
I could use some rest.
You all right, Rose?
Well, that's one of the closest times. It was a lot. But I knew if I could keep him coming after me, he wouldn't go after anyone else.
I understand that strategy, but you're the main person among all of us that can heal everyone else. I know that Lily has the ability to do some of it, but she's not very durable. So I know that you can take a few hits, but please let me do that.
Oh. And she'll put her hand up on your face. You're very sweet. But I know that my fate is much bigger than this.
You know more than I do then.
And I have no fear. Not of... Well, that creature is gone.
Well,
For now.
yeah, there's what, 4 or 5 more just like him?
It's the for now part that I find the most troublesome.
Yes, me too. In fact, I do plan on spending some time preparing the ability to keep them gone forever.
That's within your capabilities. That's crazy, Rose.
I am able to banish something to its plane forever.
Oh, impressive. The library you talked of, Antoni
Fernando.
Antonio, this me.
Yes, Antonio. Yes. How could I have forgotten? It's right there in the it makes about as much sense as it could for your voice to sound like that and for you to be it's right there. Anyway, Antonio.
Are you profiling me?
A little.
Fuck.
Do you carry a rapier?
I am just kidding.
Right. I'm sorry.
You were just
Anyhow.
kidding?
This. What? This.
Is that what you said?
What?
What did you call
he
me?
said, he said, I'm just kidding.
No. Oh God.
No, I don't think he did.
This library, these resources you talked about, that's what I was going to talk to you about, Antonio, before all of that. This library, these resources that you have.
It has been a long day.
Yes, it has. That is something that we should do first thing in the morning, though. I'd like to get some research on.
Yes, I would not recommend us travel across the streets. Not with how it ended.
Oh,
How it
absolutely.
really ended, more to the point.
Yes. But if we can hit the books early, perhaps we can have a strategy to figure out how to eradicate all of them. And if Rose, you can truly banish them, that's amazing. We have a means.
Yes, but it would be... I would have a limited amount. Like, I couldn't put them all in one room and banish them at one time.
Of course. Well, God, I hope we don't run into them all in one room. That would be a nightmare. Oh God, I'm probably going to have that nightmare tonight now. Oh God.
Maybe not. Maybe you'll have lovely... No, You like things like rats with lots of eyes. Maybe you'll think about that instead.
I do like things like Duchess! She'll take her rat with many eyes out of her pocket. I'm so glad that you're okay.
She crawls up on your shoulder, like eyes all blinking discordantly.
That was very scary earlier.
Opens her mouth and like 6 tentacles just come out.
Yes, I know.
I would assume that Poppy is probably just a little pile of bones in my pocket right now, and tomorrow she will be back.
Yeah, Poppy probably did not survive the onslaught.
No. But that's okay, she'll be back tomorrow.
You know, that's the best kind of pet.
The one that you can bring back from the dead every
Every
morning.
day. Yeah.
I agree.
Do you think she gets traumatized?
I don't think so.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to put that thought in your head. I was just curious.
Well, like I'd like to think that it's Poppy, but I mean the way the magic works, it's just more like an animation.
No, because she was chasing the goldfish.
Right.
She knew what she was doing.
Yeah.
At least I believe that. Okay.
I'm gonna find a place to rest.
Yeah, we should do that.
Uh,
Where should we go, Antonio?
Well, we have this corner over here, or this patch of floor.
Okay. Does anybody need to keep watch at the door?
I mean, I hope not.
Okay. Well, I didn't know if y'all were keeping standing a watch. I was going to volunteer to help.
Well, being on this side of the door, if we, or do you mean this stone?
Well, yeah. Well, whatever. Wherever there's an entrance that the bad guys could get through.
There's a door, like, in the far corner to the left. It's a wooden door. but it has been like
Barricaded.
barred shut with pieces of wood that have just been nailed in to keep it from moving. I mean, if they come through the door, we will quickly know about it. And I prefer not to be out in the street, because if they do find us, then they find it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to go sit down, lean against the wall, take my cloak, and kind of ball it up, lean my head against it, and just fall asleep.
Is there a like changing room or like a private just area I can like? She has her silk pajamas in her hand. She's just like,
if I see this happening, I think this is one of those situations where we just, like when we're in the woods camping and we just sleep ready.
Couldn't you just change into me and then change your clothes? I mean, everybody's seen that already.
Oh, that's
huh.
a very interesting way of doing it.
Or we could use some of the blankets from the bedrolls and put those up, and you can get changed behind those.
That's a much less challenging idea. I think I'll do that. All right. Good night, everyone. And she goes behind some blankets, change, and then you just hear 1, 2, 3, 4. And finally, she dozes off around like 30.
Antonio, might you be able to open the stone door just for a moment? And then I kind of like set myself next to the stone door, and I get into like a meditative position. I close my eyes, and my shadow form steps away from my body, but it looks a little bit different. It looks a little more solid this time, less shadowy. And I'm gonna summon up my Echo avatar, and it's sort of like a familiar, but it only goes like 1,000 feet. But I can see through its eyes and move, and yeah. I just want to survey the area around, just to get an idea of what's in the area and how the enemies are acting after we just killed Canute.
So he makes you wait a few minutes to make sure that there's no noise outside, and his ear is pressed against the wall. You can see his whiskers kind of twitching as he's paying attention. And then after a few minutes, he says, "Okay, we've got a couple of minutes, it's safe." Pushes the stone. And so do you need like a large area?
Just enough for the shadow to fit through.
So just shadow to slip.
Yep.
Okay. Yep. So he opens it just like a little bit of a crack, and you're able to push your shadow away from yourself as you kind of assume your meditative position. It drifts away and around the corner and outside, and then he pulls the stone back. And so your echo forms on the other side, and you can go ahead and make a perception check right now.
Okay.
You are in a dead-end alley. Are you wanting to move?
Yeah. I can only go 1,000 feet. I rolled a 14. I just want to get a better idea of the surroundings and to get closer to the main thoroughfare where all the subservient people and citizens were.
Okay. Like the main street that you crossed.
Yeah. As close as I can get.
Yeah, I would say that there's probably an alternative like route that you could take where it wasn't so, because the one he was taking you on was very much like, anyone who's following me is going to get lost in here before I actually get to where I'm going.
Got it.
So there is a more direct route that you're able to take, that kind of puts you out looking out into the street. How close do you want to get to the corner, like the opening of the street?
Fairly close, but I still want to see to be somewhere where I can just post up as a sentry and just watch without too much of a chance of getting detected.
Like 20 feet in?
Yeah.
Okay. So you get there, 14. You look around and you see like the undead moving. It's like deep into the night now.
Okay.
And so there's no one really on the streets at all, except for the undead, which seem to be acting, from your experiences with the undead prior, in that manner, just kind of dragging themselves around in a kind of almost sentry pattern, but kind of not as tactical.
Got it. But they don't look any more alert than normal. Or
give me an insight
more...
check.
Ooh, dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Yeah.
They don't look like they're actively looking for something. They're not hunting. They're just watching and wandering.
Okay. And no gnolls at all, anywhere.
Like every so often you will see a gnoll, but this far on the outskirts of town, there's less so. Remember, he said that they get more concentrated the closer to the cathedral you get.
Got it. And the cathedral's pretty far, right? 1,000 feet won't get me anywhere near.
Oh, no.
Okay. Got it. Okay. I'm gonna go back closer to our encampment and post up somewhere where I can actually just keep an eye out near where we are.
Okay. My question is this: can you use that ability and still achieve a long rest?
No, it's 10 minutes. I'm just 10 minutes is the most I can do.
Okay, got it. So so you're able to go back to the alley, and kind of you kind of pitch yourself up behind like a crate that's in the back alley and kind of sit down behind it, but watching straight down the alley.
Yeah. Okay. And once it's clear, I just wink it out of existence. I'm back to.
Yeah. And so you guys watch, those of you who are awake, as from underneath the shadow, underneath the stone, the shadow slips back underneath and touches Lost's form again.
And everybody's still asleep?
If everyone went to sleep, then yeah.
All right, I'm just going to do my elf rest then, meditation.
Okay. So you look up and you see Antonio kind of pitched up against a wall with Diego is like curled up like on his lap and against his chest, just like out cold. Like if it was an anime, you'd be watching like the snot bubble blowing. He is out.
Cool.
So you all achieve the effects of a long rest. As morning comes, although in this room you wouldn't know it, because there's no exterior light sources. Potentially some of you that are closer to the stone that moves out would see like the start of light kind of peering through, like a halo light around like this the silhouette of the stone, where it's cut away, the gap in between it's starting to light up with the sunlight. As you all come to consciousness one by one, you can see everyone else is kind of doing the same thing. A lot of the parents are seeing to their kids and making sure they're okay. They look like they're getting some kind of like pact together and things, probably to go back out eventually and pick up food and supplies and everything for everyone. So they're just kind of, in the little families that they have, they're just kind of talking amongst one another.
Hey guys, we have to do something. We cannot let this stand. The gnolls occupying the city, and after what happened to Diego yesterday, that we can't let that happen. We have to do something.
Of course.
That's why fate brought us here, right?
Right. There's no way to call for help. There's no way
right.
out.
There was no way to call for help, but we arrived.
Right.
Fate sent us.
Well, the only way out is through those stone.
The longer we wait, though, the more chance they will have of taking another child like they almost did with Diego.
Well,
we have to make a plan. We have to do something.
Well, we need more information first. I'd like to see the resources we have at our disposal. Do a bit of research to know our enemy better. Perhaps find a map of the city, or at least know where they're all located. Be able to chart a, plan that way. Figure out who's the best to hit strategically first. We need information first, though. We're going to help these people. I know that I haven't always been the biggest believer in fate. I can't really say that you've converted me yet. But
you're telling me there's a chance.
I'm telling you that we are here, and we are capable, and it's not in any of your spirits, and God, I fear it's not in mine to do nothing anymore. We have to help where we can. We're going to.
Yeah, but we can't just dilly-dally. We can't just waste time.
Research is not dilly-dallying. It's
Well, I
the most
understand
important
that.
part of the process.
The longer we wait, though, the more undead they're creating. The more gnolls they're bringing in from outside. The harder the situation is going to be.
Give us a day, Kaya, to make a plan. We'll put it into action as soon as tomorrow. Perhaps tonight if we really strike gold with it. Who knows? But we don't know what we don't know until we know it.
Yes.
Well,
But what we do know is that at the Athenian, where all of the library and books are, that's a very dangerous place.
Oh, yes.
I'll go with you.
Is stealth perhaps the way to approach it?
I would assume so.
Antonio kind of chirps up. My friend Fernando, he is not in the Athenium.
Right. Where is he?
If we get to Thena's forge,
Yes.
we should be able to send for him.
Right, that's right. I wrote that down.
Is it far from
Pleasure.
here?
Not too far.
I like the confidence of that air.
Well, if you give me the directions, I'm good with directions. And I'll take them, and you can stay with Diego. I just worry about the kids.
Oh, Diego will stay here.
Of course, and Diego has proven that he can very well take care of himself.
He certainly can. And I'm
I
not
just
saying
worry that if I do not vet for you
Right,
when we meet Thena,
Oh,
Thena will come to meet you.
Right. I think it's probably best to have Antonio with us.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And I think it's probably best, and Roz, you can agree or not, but for us all to stay together for this, correct?
Yeah, I'm not letting you guys go out without me.
Yes, for the time being. I mean, we might need to do some scouting later. But
For my ability to banish, I can only banish one creature, and it doesn't always work.
It's
If I was more
More than-
powerful, I could do more than one, but I'm just not.
Is there
Rose,
some
that
way-
is plenty, though. I mean, it's more than we thought we had at our disposal.
is there any way to convince our enemy, at least temporarily, to assist with this banishment, Rose?
I don't know.
What do you mean, Roz? How would you do that?
I mean, charm them.
Yeah. I
Like
have,
have
well, like you've seen before, I have the ability to make the undead leave. And sometimes I have the ability to just destroy them altogether. But for the actual demon creatures, I can really only banish one at a time.
how long does it take to recharge that?
Well, an entire day.
Well, there's
So we're here
four
for a
of them.
week.
Correct, right? There's 4 big baddies.
Yes, for Generales. There's still also the Abomination.
Oh. Is that the bigger baddie?
Yes, they changed one.
Wait, I thought there was 5 altogether and we killed Canoe, is that not right?
Canoe is the enforcer. There's the other enforcer, which is the Abomination. There are 4 Generales and the Flint.
Oh. And we are assuming that all of those are from demonic descent?
They are all Knoll seeming.
Are we to assume that all the gnolls are demonic?
Well, if that is what they are categorized as, I assume that they will all be demonic in nature.
Okay.
But
The process of banishing something, is it instantaneous, or is it something that could be done through some kind of ritual?
Not by me.
If I could learn how to do it, perhaps I could do it as a ritual. All I need is to
Write
Well-
it down.
write it down, yes.
How long does it take you to write it down?
Well, it's more about where the knowledge of the spell comes from. There's so much to it. The way that Rose's magic works is innate. It comes from a divine source. It's different than how I would have to. Well, it's a bit like maths when I do it. You know, there's all of these complex computations that you have to take into account. You have to have a source. A moment, please. But this is something to pursue. I forgot something in my bag. I'll be right back. And she's gonna go to the most secluded area in this crowded room.
Okay, you can go to one of the corners.
Yeah, and
Kind
she's
of
gonna
fake
like fake like she's rifling through her bag, but then like very obviously give up the ruse and take out the book, and her quill, and write. I'm looking into transferring beings across planes. I think the first step in bringing you here might be learning to banish others away. Can you teach me?
So you watch as the your handwriting starts to move on the page and shift, and it forms into the same characters that you've seen in countless pages throughout the book. The pages that don't make sense until they need to, and they sink absorbed into the page. Make either a persuasion or a deception roll depending on the true nature. And you don't have to say, you just have to give me the total.
Go Lily, go Lily. Wait, Ashley. Honey, oh my God, Adeline. I'll get it. I'll get it in a minute.
Well.
27. Dang it.
Okay. With a 12, was that persuasion or deception?
Deception. Fuck.
A few moments pass, and you watch as ink starts to soak back into the page. Initially in the characters and script of the book, and then they rearrange themselves into the same language that you wrote exactly in your handwriting, and you hear the words in your head. I can help you, but do not play with me. And it sinks back into the page.
She will write once more. Understood. You're far too smart for that, and I respect you too much. The truth is, I'm trying to help the people of a town who are very much in trouble by beings who very much should not be here. I just want to help them.
Same thing, the writing comes back and forms. I can help you achieve this, but you must remain honest to me.
She writes, I promise.
Make another Persuasion or deception roll.
This is persuasion, which she's better at. Because that was all honest. I rolled a 1.
God bless America.
I don't know what's happening over in the corner.
Wait,
Oh, yeah, you had a flex point.
Yeah,
do I really?
yeah.
Can I don't want to... I don't want to retcon, but in a way of like, I think feeling desperation in this. Can she, if you'll allow me to flex on this, to feel that it's not working and use the pen to cut her thumb and cross, like, underline the words I promise as, like, taking, like, that extra step of, like, blood oath.
The commitment of blood to page. As you strike your finger with using the tip of the quill and mark underneath, you watch as the blood begins to boil and turns black and then is absorbed into the paper with the writing. You don't see anything return.
Trapped. Alright. She'll close the book. Oh, I found it! And she picks up her hairbrush and goes back over to the group.
I would assume that with my passive perception, I could tell that she's wounded her finger. Yes, DM.
I mean, are you concealing it?
I think she, like, you know that thing where you like with a sewing needle and it's that little bead it and then you just like suck it and then it's gone. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know that thing that we all do that no one talks about?
Yeah, give me an insight roll on that though.
Me?
Yep.
That's gonna be
Auto
23.
23. Okay. You would recognize what she's doing. Like, you've had paper cuts and various little cuts that you just like put straight in your mouth to stem the bleeding.
Are you alright? You have a paper cut?
Oh, yes, just rifling through my bag. It's nothing though.
You know, paper cuts usually hurt more than a knife wound. Have you noticed that?
In a way, it is the
They just sting
the
forever.
small things. The small things seem to come back and hurt us in the end. Do you ever think about that? I really think about it a lot
I'm
sometimes.
thinking about that right now.
Yes, me too. What have you all been discussing?
We really need to get going.
Yeah,
Oh,
anxious to go.
sure. Sorry to hold us up.
No, I mean, you have to do whatever you need to do to prepare. We don't want to go out unprepared, but we just need to go.
Yes. It ended up being pointless anyway. Let's go.
Pointless.
DM, real quick. Would I... Okay. The way I use magic with Eastus, with divine nature, banishment isn't like divine magic. Is that something I can help her to write down? Is that something that... Because I know that my magic is like...
So the way that a cleric's magic works is it's granted through a higher level of commitment and worship that higher power. It's granted to you.
So it's not really something she can learn from me.
No.
Right. Because I can just be like, dog, and dog appears, and it's like, I don't know how I did it. I just said it because
Correct.
I have it. Okay,
So-
okay.
You can summon dogs?
I summon a cat every morning.
So the brief kind of outline of the way that magic works is that there's several different sources of magic. The one that people learn is like draconic arcane, which is derived from ancient dragon draconic magic that was then taken and twisted so that other races could use that as a source of magic. That's the kind of wizarding. Then there's divine, which comes from gods, and like infernal and demonic and things like that. There's also elven magic, which is slightly different because of their link to Carlon and also their how they got their start. There you go. Magic 101 in Gahlia.
The more you know.
Okay. Adeline, I was thinking about it, and I don't think I've ever been able to teach anyone else how to do what I do. I don't think that's something that can be done.
Yes, I don't think that that's how this could work. I'd have to find it.
In a book.
Yes. Ideally.
What would you
Well-
then put it in your book?
That would be the plan. Somewhere to keep it safe and to lock in the knowledge. Perhaps we'll stumble upon something at the library, but regardless, I don't think we can plan on having that option, unfortunately.
Alright.
Not yet. But Rose, you're plenty capable, and I think if we are strategic, then we can accomplish what we need to, day by day.
Yes. It just might take several days.
Exactly. And that's okay.
Our plan may need to include making sure that we keep all of these people separated as much as possible.
Oh, definitely.
But we do
I
know
would-
we can kill them. They just will come back.
Right. That banishes them in some way. Really, killing anyone is banishing them in some way. Oh, God.
There's been lots of deep thoughts coming from you today.
Yes, it's a bit early for the mobs like this. We should get going.
Yes.
Yes, we can all head off if we are ready.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Excellent.
Right.
All right, if one of you can give me a hand with this stone.
I'll help him with that.
Excellent. Between the two of you, it starts moving easily. You push it out all the way where you're able to move through out into the alley, and then push it back to close off the area. Okay. It is, and he kind of scratches his head and thinks, we could try to get there by rooftop, or we can try the streets.
Would rooftop be much safer?
It depends, because there can be large falls.
Right.
There are certain roofs that we've managed to join together with walkways, but not all of them, because then it would lead right back to us.
Right. Smart.
But that route would keep us more out of sight.
Potentially. It is daytime, so the light is against us.
Right.
But we're probably better off on the roofs than on the streets, in the light.
I tend to agree with
Six
that.
of one, half a dozen of another.
Well, we tried the streets once. Let's try the roofs.
I mean, even if we're spotted, it's safer to be on the roof than on the streets with mobs of undead.
Mobs
True.
of undead falling to a great height. I mean, they're both terrible ways to go.
Yes, we will also have to miss the what do you call them? Archers.
Archers. Ah.
Well,
I'm
I'll
willing.
vote up.
I'm willing to try it as the one most likely. Just taking internal inventory of my capabilities as the one most likely to fall from a great height. I'm still willing to try it.
right, but you know that 3 of us can fly, so you're probably okay.
Oh right. God, it's so unfair. Should have asked to fly instead.
So the rooftops.
Yes.
All right. And he leads you down another couple of alleys, like sort of back and forth around corners to a spot that has like a short building, but it does have a staircase in the alleyway that leads to just below the roof. Like a second story where you could grab onto the roof and hoist yourselves up. And so he leads you up there, and without even thinking, he straight up without even grabbing on. Looks over the edge. It's clear. Come on.
All right. I'll go first.
Adeline, why don't you go in front of me?
All right, and she'll get like a running and then do a leap and then realize she didn't get very far off the ground. All right. And what would this be?
Antonio is gonna lean over the edge and offer his arms out.
Uppies.
What did you get, uppies? Let's go. And so he's gonna aid you with this athletics check.
Athletics?
Athletics?
Climbing.
I can't like
climbing.
hook off the wall and acrobatics myself. Fine.
You wanna retcon it to a backflip up there?
I mean, 15.
With advantage?
Oh, 15.
Okay. That's plenty. With the help, you didn't need to be that high anyway, so he manages to like hoist you up over. Helps you to your feet. And so
Thank you. She looks
I'm
over
gonna-
there. Oh god. Okay. All right. I'm just going to look up.
I'm gonna go stand up against the wall, and you see me with my shield, and I'm gonna hold it for someone to run up and jump onto the roof.
okay. Wonder Woman style.
Yep.
That's so cool.
I'm not sure that I
All right.
recognize that.
Who wants to go next? I'm gonna give you a boost. Come
I feel like
run
this
and
is
jump on
something
the
you
shield.
and
I'm
Roz
gonna boost you up.
Roz, you should show us how it's done.
I feel like this is something that you guys would have done before.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
Probably in mischief more than like actual tactics.
Sure.
But yeah.
I guess Roz will do it, but in a far more finesse sort of way.
Yeah. Like you do
Okay.
like a half gainer flip.
Yeah, it's
Flop.
more like a gymnastics stunt.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll say with your decks and stuff, I'm not gonna make you roll because it'll be like 58. But Kai, you barely feel a tap on the front of your shield as Rhapsody pushes off very lightly from one foot, then from the second, the other foot hits the handrail off the side of the steps, and from that springs straight up on. You guys watch as his silks just kind of settle around slowly.
That's what I was talking about.
Okay. Rose is gonna attempt something similar.
I got you. Don't worry.
Okay, this is gonna be it'd be acrobatics. Yeah, I'll allow acrobatics.
With advantage.
And
Are
with
we, like, in
advantage.
an alley?
being held. No, you're on a staircase. So you're like
Staircase.
running
And
up
so
the
there's a
staircase.
Okay, staircase, and there's like a handrail, and then the shield.
Handrail, the old wall.
Okay, that's what I'm gonna do then.
The same as
Uh-huh.
all right. Yeah, roll a acrobatics check with advantage.
With advantage. 10.
So here's what happens. You it's always fun when I start sentences like that. So you run up the shield and you plant your foot on the shield perfectly, right in the center. You push off of it. Kaya, you get like, woof, like there was a bit more behind that one than there was on Rhapsody. You get to the handrail and you land on it and you're like, oh shit, I actually did it. And then you push off and put your arms out, but as you do, your foot slips. And so you put your arms out and just fall like 6 inches short. Woo!
Oh, I'm sorry. I moved. I think it's my fault.
Oh, I have
I'm helping you up.
No,
I'm
I
helping you
have
up.
never done anything like this before. So, you know, I'm really good at riding horses, so I thought maybe I was gonna be able to do some,
A little cat head pokes over.
I'm just gonna reach up. Help me.
Up
And I'll push up from the bottom.
What a beautiful image. Being hoisted from behind by a dragonborn and pulled up by a tabaxi. Easily able to get pulled up onto the rooftop.
When I get up there,
I
I'm gonna
love you
look at
too.
Roz and I'm gonna be like, "You make it look so easy."
To be fair, I've done it most of my life, so.
Well, maybe one of these days you can teach me to do some of that.
Oh, of course. And I'll just like help her.
You can get away from the edge.
Yeah.
Okay. Kaya, you last up.
All right, I'm gonna pull out a hand axe and I'm gonna back up, and I'm going to run up, and I'm gonna jump on the rail, and I'm gonna jump up, and I'm gonna use the hand axe to hook on the ceiling, on the roof edge, and I'm gonna use it to kind of just, it all in one motion, pull myself up in like a cartwheel type movement.
Oh, okay. Yeah, roll it's kind of both. Let's go acrobatics with that one.
Yeah, so that's 24.
Yeah, easily done. You're able to push off the handrail, and as you come over, you bring your hand axe down, and it into the rock, as you use that to pull yourself in a straight cartwheel over, yanking the hand axe out as you roll over.
All right, y'all ready?
That was nice, very pretty. Let's try not to destroy the buildings.
Wait, where's Lost?
Well, I just climbed up.
Oh.
Yep.
Sorry. Missed that. Hey, buddy.
Look,
So sneaky.
I know it's his armor.
Fine dwarven craftsmanship.
It's nice. It's dwarven make?
Yes.
Very fine. So, we should be able to make it across this roof. There is a plank. We go. Ready? 1, 2, 3, let's go. And so, as you guys start to run across the rooftops, that's where we're going to take our quick 10-minute break. So we will be right back in 10 minutes. Thank you so much for sticking with us so far. Thank you for the hype train and all the follows and all the stuff and the good stuffs. It's been awesome. You guys are amazing. We will see you in 10. Hello and welcome back to the Fables of Gahlia. So last we left off, you guys had made it up onto the rooftops eventually. With Antonio, your plan is to scale across the rooftops in order to reach Thena's forge to talk with Fernando to find out some stuff. So we're on the roof and we are heading across the first plank. Running across easily enough. You guys make it across this first plank. It's wide enough for no trouble. It's not a great distance. Maybe only 15 feet between these two buildings. As you make it across, and Antonio slides down across the flat roofs. These are like I said, flat roofs with short walls on the perimeter of the buildings. And so he slides down against one of the walls as he motions across for everyone else to follow, and you all do. And you all kind of crowd in beside him as low as you can. He pokes his little ears and eyes up over the wall, takes a look around. As he looks, comes down. There are 2 archers posted. Looks back down. They are fairly far away, or within reach, but the distance is on our side with regard to being unseen. So let's not cause one, huh? Okay. We ready for the next one?
Yes.
Let's go.
Pokes his head up. 1, 2, 3. Heads towards the next plank. As you guys run up to this one, you watch as he puts one foot like in front of the other and straight across it. This one is a lot thinner. You guys are going to have to be careful across this one as you hit it. So as you guys are walking, you can either go slow across it and risk being seen, or you can go quickly across it. But I will need acrobatics checks as we go across. So that's up to the individuals. Who would like to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
I'm gonna run across.
All right. Acrobatics check.
21.
21. Easily done. Easy done.
I will stand behind Adeline,
I'll go next.
and I will put my hand on her shoulder and cast guidance.
Nice.
I'm gonna try the acrobatics. What does guidance do? Does it give me a D4?
Yeah,
Mhm.
D4.
D4 to your next ability check.
Okay. I'm glad you did that.
Good.
13.
13.
Haha. I am
So,
a diva.
as Adeline hits it and starts running across, it's not so much that you lose your footing, but it's that you are a little too heavy-footed on it, and it starts to bounce as you're going across. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw as it starts to move and bounce from side to side, whether you can stay on course.
Visualizing it. Oh, a 21.
21. Through luck, you are able to just kind of, the arms go up and frantically from side to side, your feet manage to find the plank every time as it bounces from each step, and you make it across and slide down under the next wall.
It's very Chihiro going down the stairs in Spirited Away, just like screaming.
Exactly.
I imagine Captain Jack Sparrow.
Yes.
Adeline has nowhere near that much swagger.
Excellent. Who's next?
How wide is it? The length?
It's only sort of like 2 feet wide.
Oh, but I mean, how long is the distance that we have to walk?
Oh, this one is like 10 feet.
10 feet? Okay. I'm gonna vault it, because I can long jump.
Okay.
Half my strength.
Yeah. So you just run up to the side, push off the wall, and make it to the other side. With the landing, I'm going to need for this. I think I'm just gonna ask for a straight stealth.
Stealth check?
Yep. To see if you can land soft enough that you don't
Haha,
cold.
crit. So
Yeah,
20,
natural 20.
25. Yeah.
Woo! 25. So you watch as Lost just takes off of the wall through the air. As you land, you start to baseball slide and catch your arm out that slows you down.
All the perfectly forged dwarven plates just kind of like lay softly against each other and they don't touch. And I'm just like,
Notice as you go through the air and you're moving so freely with this armor on, you do hear that just ever so slightly from the armor reverberating through the air before you land.
nice.
Who's next?
I will go, but I will also guide myself.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go quickly.
I imagine Rose just praying while she's walking across.
Peace.
The fates give, and the fates take.
Oh no.
I rolled a natural 1, plus 2, plus 4. So it's a 7. But I did roll a natural 1.
The same thing happens. You are able to move your feet quickly, but again, you're carrying your shield. You're carrying so much with you that landing on this plank starts to bounce. I need a dexterity saving throw.
Can I guide myself in the moment?
No.
Probably not, right? Okay.
This is a reaction. So you could react and guide yourself and just fall.
Dex save is 17.
17. Yes. So you are able to, you slow yourself down a little bit, and you're able to let it rest before you carry on across, but you do make it. Who's next? Go.
Rhapsody's just gonna try and get a running start, and he's going to just leap off the roof in kind of a spiral. And as he gets closer to the other rooftop, his wings will come out, and he'll just glide to. Let's not draw too much attention to ourselves.
Great. So is that using just your standard like leap?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or just like standard flight.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so easily done. You're able to take off from the wall, and then just as you're coming into land, your wings just pull out from either side, and they catch the air and allow you to land ever so softly. That leaves Kaya.
Didn't I already run across first?
Oh, yes, you did. You did. I'm so sorry. Yes. So you're all posted up on this next rooftop. He says, this next one is the hard one.
Me and Adeline look at each other like, fuck.
He points towards a corner of the building that kind of juts out into the street a little bit further than some of the other buildings. And this is the one that crosses the main street. So this is basically a it's basically like a wooden poles that have been tied together and strung across. We only really use this in emergencies when we cannot get through the undead on the street, but here goes, huh?
I'm gonna look and see if there's like enemies or like undead or
Make a perception check.
no. Oh, that's an 8. Let's see, 8 plus. So 15.
15. Okay. As you sort of survey the area, it's mostly undead through the streets. Antonio pointed out, and with your natural direction, you're able to pick up the two archers, which seem to be more focused on other areas right now as they're kind of doing their rounds of the buildings that they're posted on top of, the ones that you can see. What you notice that kind of takes your eye is a loud thumping from the ground. Not in your immediate vicinity, but looking off, you watch as this huge beast walks by. 4 legs, almost like a giant hyena on the bottom. But as the front comes up where the neck would be, it starts into a large muscled torso, which extends, judging from the distance and where you're at, he must at least be 9-10 feet tall.
I'm gonna lean over to Antonio. Is that the enforcer? I mean, the abomination?
He looks up at where you're looking. See, yes. This just got a little bit harder.
Is he by himself? The
He's
abomination.
wandering through. He has several undead around him and two sort of Gnoll soldiers, one on either side, sort of flanking him. He's not heading down the street. He's actually heading laterally away from where you are. But you get the first look at the abomination. It is basically a Gnoll centaur, but with a giant hyena's lower half. As he drags behind him this cobbled together polearm with what looks like a sharpened tusk for the blade that's been tied on. The hilt of the polearm ends in what looks to be a humanoid skull with a spike pushed through it. He carries on his belt the heads of two sun elves tied around them to keep their mouths shut, and then onto his belt as he walks through.
Can I see the sun elves? I see those
You
heads.
see the heads. Just as he disappears behind one of the buildings.
I feel like this is an opportunity.
What? Saying this out loud.
Yes, this is an opportunity not to be seen.
Agreed. We need to learn more about our enemy before we go engaging them in broad daylight.
He's basically by himself.
No,
How?
he's surrounded.
No, he's not. He has an entire army.
He has a few undead and two gnolls with him. We can take care of the undead
That's
and
what
gnolls
you can
easily.
see.
That makes 9 in total.
Kaya, that's so reckless. It's unlike you. I know you're fired up about this, but really, we must be measured in our approach.
I mean, from the looks of him, he's like 9 just by himself.
9 feet. That's nothing. We've taken on bigger.
Have
I admire your confidence. Or delusion. I'm not
Magnus,
sure which.
when Magnus was in his full wolf form, he was 9 feet at least. And there were several other of his brethren. And we took
and
them all
we
down.
spent time figuring out how to defeat him before we did that.
Plus, we nearly
agree?
died.
We did. In fact, I had to save a lot of you that day. A lot. Multiple times.
Kaya, you agreed. We're giving it a day to learn what we can about our
Right.
enemy and figure out our approach.
I did agree.
A day.
Okay.
It's okay. We know his route now. We know the circuit. We know he comes through here. So perhaps this is where we could lay a trap. That's something we know now. Isn't knowledge exciting? But that doesn't mean it's time to just strike.
He doesn't know we're even here.
Let's keep it that way, as long as possible.
Only because I agreed previously.
And you watch as Antonio crawls in front of Adeline. Please, I'm trying to work. Please let me go.
No!
He looks up. He looks up over the wall at the direction that they're heading in, and says, "They seem to be headed in the direction of what was my house."
Oh no. Kaya, they know we're here.
No, they don't.
They probably don't know that we're here.
Right.
But they know that someone just took care of Canute.
Maybe
Defeated him.
we did hide.
Yes, we hid
That's
all of
true.
his armaments and he dissolved into the ground all creepy like. I think our tracks are well covered.
I mean, but just from experience, I mean, you can. There are traces.
What?
Like, I don't know. If someone wanted to detect or see things, like any traces of him that linger.
We can prepare for the worst possible outcome, but I don't think it does us any good to assume the worst possible outcome.
What will be, will be.
I suppose that is true.
It always is
Do I
true.
believe in fate? No. It's stupid. Alright.
Shall we?
So we cross it.
Yes, while the abomination is not in this street.
I'm gonna look
All
over
right.
at Lost. I think you're having an influence on Kaya. He's trying to jump into battle without thinking about anything. And here you are, willing to learn. Maybe you're changing. I think maybe everyone's changing a little.
Oh, I have the urge to jump into battle. I do. But we did agree that we would research first.
And there'll be like this like goofy grin on Rose's face, like Lost gets it now. Like almost like a proud moment.
Awesome. You watch as Antonio goes up to the poles, and sort of grips on and then swings underneath and just sort of reverse or lateral rope climbs his way along the street.
That's a smart way to do it.
How far is it to the other building?
It is. Yeah, it's 20 feet.
If we cross, are we getting closer to the abomination?
25, sorry.
You just hear Adeline say, fuck this. And then you see that, like, stars go into a black hole and she's gonna vortex warp herself across to the other building.
I don't believe you can do it to yourself.
Can't I? Oh.
I think that's one of the stipulations. That's why it's a second level spell.
Another creature. Foiled again!
Vortex warp!
She's gonna. Oh, drat! Forget it. Okay. She goes through a lot of emotions in one minute before crawling down on her knees and trying to mimic what Antonio just did.
And I will guide you before you do so.
I will give you either athletics or acrobatics on this one.
It's generous. That +2 that I have to acrobatics
Yeah,
is gonna be.
It's kind of a dainty maneuver, but you could just kind of muscle your way through it at the same time. So I'll allow it. You forget how gracious I am, though.
Tee-hee! Oh, let's see how gracious you're gonna be, because I rolled a 3 and I got a +1 on my guidance, but I have +2 to that. So what are you gonna do with a 6? Jay, what are you gonna do with a 6? Please don't kill me with a 6.
We're gonna get you some new dice. Is what we're gonna do with a 6.
I've rolled a different dice every single time, and they've all been abysmal. I don't know what's happening.
So you start to go, and it's going okay. It's going okay until you get sort of a quarter of the way across. All of a sudden, it's getting a lot harder, and everything is starting to shake. just holding yourself upside down. You've not trained for this.
Just like pure lactic acid. Like,
Yeah, it's just it's burning to the point where everything feels stiff and heavy and almost numb. And it's like you grab on to like the next sort of handful of pole, and then it's like almost like you don't feel how your muscles are holding.
Can I see her? Can I see her like having the grip shakes?
Yeah. So you get to
you can hear
halfway.
the poles.
You get to halfway, and your feet slip. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
As soon as her feet slip, I'm going to sprint balancing out onto the pole and try to grab her before she falls, if she's going
Like along the pole.
Yep.
All right.
I rolled another 3. +2 for a 5.
So you swing. The swing is too much for your arms to hold your body up, and you let go and you start to fall. Kaya, she is, what did I say, 25 feet, so like 15 feet out when she starts to slip. If you're running across this pole, A, how are you going to stop yourself? And B, how are you going to catch her? Just so I know how to play this out.
Okay, so I'm going to take some pretty long strides, and at about 10 feet out from where she's about to fall, I'm going to leap forward, and I'm going to grab the pole with my left hand, and I'm going to swing down and grab her with my right hand and try to catch her arm.
Okay. So to run across this pole, it is a pole. Like
Right.
Antonio is grabbing onto it. It is not wide at all. I'm gonna need an acrobatics check with disadvantage on this, because you are also being as fast as possible.
Right.
To get there.
First roll.
Oh, my dice are
16. Rolled an
Okay.
8. Second roll. 23. So 16.
So you run out. You get 10 feet out before your footing gives out. You slide off. It's just the pole and your sort of large dragonborn feet. They don't go together well. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw as you begin to fall.
How high are we? Off the
Like
ground?
20 feet up.
I am just going to roll with it, and bonus action, pop my wings, fly down and grab her. If
Okay.
I can.
I'll allow that in this same maneuver, as it's a bonus action to unleash your wings. So as you go, you let out your wings, and you're so close. I'll allow you to catch her as part of the bonus action and continue your movement up. As you fly up to the other side, Adeline, you are scooped out of the air just as your stomach kind of goes into your throat. You feel the impact of your dragonborn friend as he flies you across to the other side.
Thank you.
We can't lose you before you finish your research.
Research
can't lose-
is really important to me.
Yeah, we can't lose you anyway, but you're right. The research is important, and let's get that done.
I would like to look in the direction of the archers to see if any of this has caught their attention, and if so, kind of intercede in a way that I would be able to catch any arrows or shots coming our way.
Give me a perception check.
How many feet are we from the archers? Like, how far are they away?
It's hard to tell. They're a good distance, maybe 60, 80 feet.
Well, if they're 60 feet, I want to do something.
17 for perception.
17 for perception. Knowing where they are from Antonio pointing them out, you go across to the one that's closest, and you can see that he is on alert, like head is way up in the air, looking straight across. And you see him reaching into his quiver.
If I see that, I want to toll the dead.
You can give me a perception check as well, because this is gonna be
fucking dice. I rolled a nat 1.
Oh my god.
Again, with a different dice. So, that's a 9. So I probably didn't see
What is
shit.
happening tonight?
No, so preoccupied with Adeline's fall and catch, you are not paying attention to the archer. He is going to knock arrows and let loose as you guys are reaching the other side. Okay. So that's a 22 to hit.
Who?
The 3 won't hit it, and I don't think. No, it's 17 won't hit you either, will it? We're going off Kaya's AC as you're the one kind of maneuvering.
Yeah, and so whenever we landed, I'm going to kind of just envelop myself around her and take whatever shots come to protect her.
So landing and covering her, Adeline, you kind of look up as you watch an arrow pierce through Kaya's shoulder, shoving its way through like inches from your face. That's 11 points of piercing damage as another sail overhead.
I think they know we're here.
Yeah, they do. And I'm going to reach up and I'm going to say, just pull on this really hard. Can you do that for me?
What?
Right now?
I need you to pull it out.
We suck.
I can't get good. It's in my shoulder. I can't get good leverage. I need you to pull it out.
You want me to pull it out right now? Do you think this is the time and place?
I can't swing my arm very well as long as it's in my shoulder. I need you to pull it out.
I'll pull it out, but only for you, Kaya. And she'll take.
The arrow was going into your head, except for it hit my shoulder.
She's gonna take a hold of it with both of her hands and pull it as hard as she can.
Yeah.
I quit.
I don't know what you're talking about.
We're talking
but
about
I...
arrows here. It's serious business.
All right. Yeah. Well, for the sake of brevity in this moment, yeah, like you're able to pull the arrow from your friend's shoulder.
Blood.
It's fine, and I just stuff a rag in between my armor and the wound.
You know, someone once told me if you put moldy bread in there, it helps it heal.
Yeah, it's got disinfectant properties.
Crazy. Let's get off the roof.
We got to get everybody else across.
Oh, right.
Antonio's like, yes, but we also have to take care of ourselves as well, as we are just about to be rained on.
How many archers are up there?
There are two that were pointed out that are sort of within the vicinity. One is closer than the others. The closest one is the one that is firing on you.
I'm going to immediately fly up after it and attack it if I can reach it. You said it's like 60 feet away, so I'll make it halfway. And I'm gonna dash and make it the rest of the way.
Okay, but you don't get to go in this.
You're right. It's not my turn.
Yep. This kind of loose initiative that we're in. Antonio is kind of beckoning for everyone to go get off of this building and hit the floor in another alley. What are the rest of you doing?
Wait, he's asking. Wait, we're getting off the roofs now.
He's over. He's on the other side. You guys still on the same
So
side
fuck
of
us,
the.
we don't know what to do.
Yes, that's why I'm asking. What are you doing?
Cool. It's Lust and me and Raz still on the. Okay. I'm going to. Gosh. That draws a lot of attention. I'm gonna toll the dead because it's probably the. Like if like guiding bolt, then I'm like literally just sending a flare out. You know. I mean it's daytime, but still.
That still does stand out the sound of a bell from his position.
Everyone can hear it? I thought it was just the person you cast it on.
Oh, is it?
That's my headcanon. The sound of a dolorous bell fills the air around the creature you cast for a moment. So
Surrounds the air. It is. So, but it's not.
But it's over
like
60 feet away from us.
Sonorous. Yeah, it's not a sonorous bell, but it is around his position.
Right.
So, okay, that's a wisdom save, right?
Yeah.
I rolled a natural 1.
Oh, good. Somebody else is too.
Everyone's getting ones.
He hasn't taken any damage, right?
No. Well, not that you know of.
But it makes a difference on the damage dice. So if he's been taking any damage, then I roll a different dice.
Oh, well, for the sake of this, we'll say no then.
Okay. It's gonna be 7 necrotic.
So you watch as.
Oh shoot! It's 2 of those. I'm sorry. It's 7 plus 6, so
13.
13 necrotic. Thank you. Sorry.
So you watch as he goes to draw another set of arrows. His head kind of rocks back, and he grips it as he drops to one knee, shaking his head and kind of breathing heavily. What are the other 2 of you doing?
I believe at least the archers need to die, and Roz will just like fall back off the side of the building and fly off to the other one that his brother is not going for.
Yes! Rhapsody is Batman! So you guys watch as he walks up to the edge of the building, turns to you speaking, and then falls off. You watch him drop and then take off from behind towards the knoll. How far can you get?
50 feet, 100 if I dash.
Okay, so he's 60 feet away, so you can either get there in 10 feet and do something.
Yeah, I would, as I get within 50 feet, I will take Korn's dagger and throw it at the knoll. Hopefully, possibly getting 2 attacks off before I run out of feet of movement.
Okay, yeah, make an attack roll.
Okay. Math is hard. 17.
17 hits.
Nine points for that one. And if it returns, I'll immediately throw it back.
Wait, 9?
9 piercing.
Yes, you had 9 hit points.
Nice.
So as you take off towards the knoll, you kind of do this like corkscrew, and then let that momentum carry the blade as you let it go. He looks up for a brief second before you can tell he's about to like start yelling and yelping in that knoll way that you've seen him before, and he goes to, and then he opens his mouth and the blade wedges it through the back of his skull as he falls back, and the blade reappears in your hand as you corkscrew and pull away. Give me a perception check.
21.
21. You see the other knoll in the other direction, sort of 80 feet from where you guys were around the pole. Not noticing. He's continuing to do his perimeter on the roof.
Is Kaya headed towards that one? Or flying towards that one?
No, he is just having the arrow pulled out of his shoulder.
Okay, so it's around. It's all happening at the same time.
So
Okay.
he's still on that rooftop.
That's what we were doing.
That's why I keep stating it.
I guess I'll try and make eye contact with Rose to signal for that other knoll, and more or less signal that it's not paying attention to us, and then cunning action hide as I just dip through the buildings to like sever the eyesight line.
Line of sight.
Line of
Yeah,
sight.
yeah. Okay, yeah. Give me a stealth check as you kind of. Actually, I'll allow you to be, because he can't see. He can't see. So if he doesn't notice you, he can't see when you dip below the building line. But what I will need is acrobatics checks for you to avoid crashing into the buildings as you fly towards your friends.
15.
15.
There's a lot of lines of clothes that I'm.
Yeah, you hit a clothesline, like wrapped up in a wet t-shirt. No, like that is enough. You manage to you have to slow yourself down, but you can just kind of glide through and take yourself to where you believe your friends should be on the roof. So drifting up on top. You see them there. Lost and Rose, you're on the other side. What are you doing?
Do you want to go first, Rose?
Well, I was kind of hoping to wait for Roz. Thought maybe he would help me across. But since that's not happening, sure, I'll go first. Yeah, I'm gonna try to shimmy.
Is the arrow out yet?
Yes, I said it was pulled out.
All right. And I'm all right.
Is that gonna be a
yeah.
strength thing?
Athletics or acrobatics?
Oh, good. I don't even know what dice to use. I'm obviously guided myself, though. 13.
13.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not going to be fast, but you're able to hold on. As you go across, so Lost, you watching your friend, like you're carrying a lot as well. So it's not going to be it's not going to be like Antonio just like flying across there. This is taking a lot of strength as well as like agility to hand-eye coordination as you go across. So it's going to be basically a half movement to get across, which is already half movement because you're technically crawling. So this is a slow maneuver.
At this point, since the arrow's out, and I've still got a total of a minute of flight, I'm going to fly back out there and just kind of help support her in her movement across the pole.
Oh, not just cheer her on.
Well, I'm gonna really literally support her so that she doesn't fall. She's not using as much strength, so maybe she can move a little bit faster.
I would say that you could probably take her.
Okay, then I'll do that. I didn't know if you would allow me to
Can
do
you
that
just
again.
do it for
Yeah.
me?
Yep. I got you. All right, we really got to go. Okay, there was a guy that shot me, but he's gone. So let's go, because I was gonna go take care of it, but he's gone. All right.
Your brother took care of it.
I figured he did because he's got my back.
Always.
But we all
I
got each other.
assume you're grabbing onto her and taking her while this conversation is going,
Yep.
and you're not kind of like.
No.
It's a no.
I'm gonna look back
yeah.
at Lost. You coming?
Wait, so Lost. So basically, I just go and I sit down next to the raised little wall on the ceiling, and I summon up the shadow about 15 feet across the pole, and the shadow just starts walking across.
And then you switch places.
And when it reaches the other side, I just switch places.
You know,
Easy done.
that's literally gotten you out of so much.
I know.
Excellent. So you're all making it to the other side.
Yep.
Antonio is checking over the edge, and a lot of the undead are starting to gather around where the noise started to come from with the pole. As they don't really know where it's coming from, but they know the area. So they're just kind of gathered in this like cluster of decay and rot in the center of this the main thoroughfare.
All right. So we still have one archer left, right?
He's
he-
not aware of us.
Yes, around 60 feet this way.
I mean, we could go ahead and kill him. He's by himself. He doesn't know we're coming.
But why would we risk that?
We don't need it. Yeah.
What if he is able to?
But if he notices his friend is dead, he's gonna possibly cry for help.
How is
We
he
could
going
be
to
long
notice his
gone.
friend is dead? He's across town.
It's not the same place.
Oh, they're not together. Okay, all right.
So where do we go next?
Friend didn't know that.
One was 60 feet in one direction, one was 80 feet in the other direction.
Okay, all right. I thought they were both on the same roof line and they were just patrolling different directions.
Nope, else they
Where do we
definitely
go?
would have noticed that.
Right. That's why I
go
was
down?
I didn't understand how he didn't notice.
In the wind.
I got that reference.
Excellent.
Kaya is our Steve Rogers.
I was literally about to say it, but I was like, how
understood
just
that
For
reference.
sure.
Yes, so Antonio says, "Yeah, why would we take this one out and risk him alerting everyone?"
Right. Let's just go.
Let's just go.
They're evil. They're evil, and evil deserves to die. Evil deserves to die. There's no two ways about it. He could be easily killed.
But we deserve to live, so let's just keep doing so quietly.
Right. Research. I promised research. Okay.
Mhm.
But I would have gone after the guy that shot me because we didn't have a choice. He definitely would have alerted.
Yes.
See, yes, it was
Yes.
the smart
Okay,
thing
I
to
wanted to make sure that that is okay because I would have done it. All right. But Roz did it for me. Where's Roz?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, there you are.
If I just want to say real quick, if we do find ourselves surrounded by the undead at some point, before you do too much, give me a chance to make them run. Okay?
You know, if we find ourselves surrounded, we can attack in any direction and hit.
Yes, but any of them within 30 feet of me, hear me, see me, will have to run.
Oh, that's nice.
So
Kaya, there seems to be some kind of bloodlust awakened in you that I would love to circle back on and really confront this morality of like, evil deserves to die, I will be justice, whatever. Let's circle back to that, but right now, maybe let's get
Research.
with a roof over our head instead of on top of one.
I like the idea of that.
I like the idea.
See,
Yes.
I like this. I like this. We
Right.
should have this discussion in of doors, in friendly of doors.
Yes,
That makes
Antonio gets it.
That's very logical. I can get
Antonio
behind that.
likes staying alive.
Adeline would like that too. We're all doing third person now, I guess.
I am not.
All right.
Rhapsody. I'm not saying Rhapsody. Rhapsody
Are you sure?
will, using insight and kind of reflecting back on his training with Kaya back at the temple, kind of remember like when Kaya first arrived there and how he was like angry, and he'll just go up to his brother. Kaya, remember your breathing techniques.
I'm breathing just fine.
All right.
All right, let's get inside. That's what everybody wants, and that's what we need to do.
Rhapsody, make an insight check.
Sweet. Ooh, I'm not gonna say. Okay, I got good insight. 28.
28. Okay.
Mhm.
Kaya, are you trying to conceal how you feel in this moment, or are you just reacting?
I think I'm just reacting and not really considering much. Although I'm saying that I'm fine.
Yeah. So with the 28, what I'll say is you feel this anger in him, and you recognize it from that moment that you talked about. But how he addresses you, there's almost like a cold bluntness to it that you're not used to.
All right, if you say so. Let's find shelter or the
Yeah.
library, whichever's first, really.
Hopefully
Both
both.
at the same time, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah. See, Antonio and we're on the same wavelength with this.
The next few buildings are how you say, linked. This should be fairly easy to get to the forge. Yay! Easy.
Yay.
Okay. What I will need is for you guys to make stealth checks as you are trying to stay out of sight of anyone still on rooftops, especially after
Is guidance
drawing
allowed?
attention to that center area.
Is guidance allowed on a stealth check?
24.
Yeah, I would say you could guide yourself
Then I
before
would
you started
guide
going.
myself and Adeline because I'll walk with my hand against her. I mean,
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
I mean, if it was like initiative, I wouldn't be able to do that. 'cause
It's
it's an
happening
action.
super quickly, so yeah, okay, I'll allow it.
Oh,
I just didn't know whether you could guide 2 people together, being a cantrip and all. It's fine. I'll allow it.
In that case, I got an 18.
Ooh.
Because
Good
I
job.
got a 4 on that guidance. Thank you.
Okay, 18.
24.
Dirty 20.
I heard dirty 20.
24.
24.
Stealth for wow.
Yeah, I rolled a 19.
23.
23. Rhapsody.
Adeline and Roz are twins. 18.
Twinsies. Yeah, so easy done. Kind of feeling a little shaken, taking your time now to make sure that everyone is quiet and staying out of sight. You guys make it across the next couple of rooftops, where there is a wooden ladder on top of the roof, and so he slings it off the side so that it's balanced against the building. Quickly slides down there. Quick. So no rolls needed. Everyone makes it. Yes, everyone makes it down a ladder. I assume we could do a ladder. We all get down.
Can. Ashley cannot.
Make it to the ground. He takes you back into another couple of alleys, and then to the back of a building where this sort of large wooden braced door stands, and he takes the sort of the door knocker and twists it. Starts to open it. He says, "I'll go first," and walks in. It's only open a crack. Do you guys go straight in?
I'll guard. Y'all go.
Do we think this is a trap?
But isn't he going first?
He just went in, so I'm gonna
That's
follow.
what I mean.
I'm fine.
Maybe he's okay. All right, she'll follow as well.
I followed.
So as soon as you guys walk into the building, the heat hits you. It's something that you guys recognize now. The same sort of heats from forges that you've been to before. But you guys walk in and see in this sort of dimly lit forge, you see the coals and the furnace. That's the word I was looking for. The bright flame coming from that, as a sword is being pulled out, glowing white, as it's brought over to an anvil, where a large sort of golden sand-colored elf standing maybe 6 feet with this bright red, like deep red hair that is braided into an inverted braid that goes down her back. She stands muscled with runes tattooed on her arms as they go down either side, in basically like sleeves of circles of runes all the way down to her wrist, as she brings a hammer down onto the sword. Ching! Ching! You watch as like the sweat is dropping off of her face and sizzling off of the heat from the sword, as she looks up and sees Antonio across the way. Hello. And she goes, "Oh, Jesus, fuck! What have I told you about sneaking up on me like that, you dumb twat?" He's like, "It's my thing, right? I bring friends, yes?" And so you guys filter in front of who you would assume to be Thena, the
The warrior princess.
I didn't intend that, but I guess so. Yeah.
This heat, it feels so good. It's like it's cleansing. It feels like it's strengthening me. It just feels amazing. And yeah, that's all right. Did I say that out loud?
Did you?
I guess I did.
Looks to Rhapsody and says, should we be worried about this? You say no, and yet...
At least not for the moment.
Right. And so...
Roz. She's beautiful.
Yes, she is very attractive. She's also very muscular.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. All right. Okay. Research.
You see as Antonio approaches Thena, kind of looking up. Had these friends helped me rescue Diego, who got into a little bit of trouble. And she turns around and says, did you fucking have him go out on one of his missions again? He goes, it was just a little mission. Just a smidgy mission. A smidgen. And she looks dead at him and then quenches the sword in the water, and you watch visibly as the gulp goes down his throat. But this was the last one. It's far too dangerous now. And she goes, yeah, that's what I thought. Pulls the sword back out, lays it on top of the anvil, takes the gloves off, throws them onto the side. So, what can I do for you?
Research.
Yes. We are hoping to help with the trouble here in town that is happening.
Adeline, are you okay?
Yep.
You think she's hot too, don't you?
Shut up, Kaya.
She grabs a wooden, basic wooden chair and kind of drags it over, sits down, and puts her elbows on her knees and kind of leans over. Well, that is awful nice of you, but I don't think I'm the one to do research for you.
No, I don't mean you do the research. I think we are researching and gaining knowledge from you.
Books. I like books. I need books.
Books. And Antonio perks up and says, I think we would like to speak with Fernando.
That's what Antonio said. That's right. You kind of, whenever we saw you, I think it was just a little, yeah.
A little, yeah.
Pretty amazing, actually. Inspirational. I mean, we're ready to slay. the bad guys outside.
So smooth.
We killed Canoe.
What? Give me a performance check.
Really, performance?
Yep.
Oh wait, I think I have something for this. Maybe. Choosing trait.
I need a t-shirt of Kaya doing this thing with like hashtag ready to slay under it.
With his dragon nails
Yes.
A dragon man is a sexual deviant slayer.
in his.
Ready to slay.
Okay.
With his whip.
And his nene. 4 months. It's only a 15.
15.
And that draconic presence thing only works for persuasion and intimidation. I keep forgetting that.
I wasn't sure if you were using your cloak. I think that gives you some kind of boost.
Oh. Well, I don't. It's not on my sheet, so I don't know how to use it.
Well, then it doesn't count. She kind of sits up and like a little smirk comes out of the corner of her mouth, and she grabs one of her like heavy suede gloves and just launches it at your face and goes, "Fuck off."
I catch it.
Deflect missiles. What?
Yep. I do deflect missiles with it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You catch it. You're able to do that.
Yep.
She's not like trying to take your head off with it.
I mean, I think that was a little aggressive, but I didn't mean anything by what I said. I was just saying we are here to help take care of the stupid shit that's going on outside, the undead, the gnolls, the freaking generals.
Yeah, you noticed that. That's good.
Yeah, well, I mean, we killed Canoe last night, or we defeated him, and he's gone for at least a while.
Wait, you fucking what?
Yeah. I mean, together we did it, but yeah, we did it.
Is this true?
It was
She looks
not
at
easy.
Antonio. I mean, I was lying bloody on the floor for most of it, but I did see the sludge on the floor and the empty armor. She looks up and says, "So that's why the abomination has been around this area all day, all morning."
Well, we didn't have much of a choice. We were rescuing Diego, and Canoe came in. So it wasn't like we went out searching for him. Not that that would be a bad thing, but we were rescuing Diego because that's what needed to be done. I will not see one child sacrificed just to delay them knowing that we are in town.
You think I want to see my godson used to deflect?
I'm not deflecting. No. I'm telling you the truth.
This was all very stupid of you, but this all goes back to you, and points to Antonio. It's like, he was doing so well. So you want to meet with Fernando?
Yes.
If that's
we believe he has information that could help us eradicate the problem. For good.
Slay the problem, yes.
Slay the problem, yes.
Why do you all keep doing this?
It's a nervous
Uppies.
look. I'm so sorry.
Uppies. She just lifts you up. No.
Oh man.
She stands up and turns, and as you see, like as she turns, her braid is kind of separated by these large metal beads from from her nape, like down to the middle of her back, every few inches, separated by these beads, which are also inscribed with runes on them.
Do I recognize any of this? Any of the runes or any of
What language do you speak?
Oh, that's a good question. Celestial, Common, Elvish, and Infernal.
Nope.
What about Draconic, Giant, Infernal, and Telepathy and Common?
Yes, it's written in telepathy.
Yep, that's what I figured.
Those telepathic runes.
Damn it, thought I'd get past you guys.
Deep speech or dwarvish?
It is dwarvish. They're
Can I read
dwarven
them?
runes.
Adeline,
What?
I have her glove.
Shut up, Kaya!
She's hot, isn't she? She's
Shut.
feisty.
She-
Adeline's visibly sweating, not from the heat in here.
like cold sweat. Um,
I called her first, so you have to.
She is not something to be claimed. And anyway, you don't even know what she. Shut up, Kaya!
like turns
My,
around.
how things
like,
echo here.
Right.
This is the first time you've seen Kaya smile in 24 hours.
We are inside, but let's keep to indoor voices as well.
I mean, you were over there banging on metal a minute ago.
Yes, a sound that they expect to hear from the forge.
That's what she.
Oh, they know you're in here.
Yes.
That's crazy.
I'm gonna take out my flask, and I'm gonna kind of mosey on over to Adeline, and I'm gonna hold it out. I'm gonna just whisper to her, "Play it cool. Have a drink. Play it cool."
It's mayonnaise.
Stop.
I assume it's wine coming from the flask. Or is
Yeah.
it from your personal flask?
It's my personal flask.
Okay.
So it's
So
not
it
the
is,
alchemy
it is,
jug.
it is, it
That's
is
fire whiskey.
hot dwarvish fire brandy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
She says, they know I'm here, but they don't know that he's here. And she kicks a large sort of armoire chest that's sort of on the ground, and the lid like flicks open, and like sitting upright is a tabaxi in robes, with leopard spots over his face and big gray bushy eyebrows that kind of weigh his eyelids down, so you can barely see that he has eyes beneath them. He has one tooth that kind of sits out over his mouth, and he looks up and says, "Buenos dias."
You can't keep getting away with this.
Do you just stay in that box all the time?
What can I say? I like closed spaces.
I wonder if is he alive?
You have.
No, I'm asking the DM. Does he look
You
like
know
he
I'm
might?
right here, right?
No, I'm asking the DM. That wasn't out loud. That was me asking the DM. Does he look like he might be some type of undead or something? Like
Doesn't
maybe
seem
like
to be.
like a vampire or something.
Doesn't seem to
With one tooth?
Yeah, because he
Not very
sat up
good.
out of the damn, basically enclosed space.
He's a
That's all
cat.
Kaya
Like
knows about
buttons.
vampires.
This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
They sleep in coffins or enclosed spaces.
Brett, have you ever met a kitty?
Yeah, they jump. Yes.
I love when
If
kitties
they
get that
sit-
little snaggle too.
If they-
Anyway. You have the books? Research. We're here to do some research. We need information.
Oh, well, give me 1 second. And he sort of slowly clambers out of the chest that he was in.
I'm gonna put on the glove, and I'm gonna walk over to the forge, and I'm gonna just like keep my eye on her and see if she's gonna react. I'm not gonna do anything. I'm just gonna walk towards the forge with the glove on.
You walk towards the forge with the glove on. So as she sees you walking across, She, in an instant, reaches to her tool belt, grabs out a blade, and just flings it across. It sails whoosh, past your head and ting, hits the side and reverberates off.
So why would you do that?
Why would I do that? Because
Yeah,
this is basically holy ground.
Okay, and I'm not gonna do anything. You gave me a glove. I was just putting it on, and I just wanted to see. You know what? Here's your glove back.
Kaya, why don't you come stand back here with me?
You know, I will go stand over there, but first I want to apologize. I think I rubbed you the wrong way, and I didn't mean to do that. You deserve nothing but respect for what you're doing in these conditions, and I truly apologize. And I'll go stand over in the corner.
I'm not in a corner.
No, but I'm going to go stand in a corner. Not like a kid in, like.
Give me a persuasion check.
Let me look. Is this one of those?
Yes, it's persuasion or intimidation.
That's right.
You're welcome.
Well, that's a 13 plus 0. I'm going to use my reaction to re-roll. Okay, is that how that works? Yes. Well, that's even better. That's an 18. So I got an 18. Because it's 18 plus 0.
She snatches the glove back from you, hears your apology, and just says, "It's fine, just don't touch anything."
You know what? I promise I'm not going to touch anything else unless it's to protect, if something happens. You know, that sounded stupid. Just forget it. I have to say that you're just really beautiful, and I've never said that to a woman before, and I'm sorry. I'm gonna go stand over here now.
She just allows you to walk away without saying anything.
I want to lock eyes with her.
Is he always like this?
Never.
Must be the blood loss.
Oh yes, he's injured. I should probably take care of that.
I did see he was bleeding from the shoulder.
Yeah, I'm gonna go heal him. Sorry.
Adeline had to use both hands on the shaft.
God, Jesus in heaven.
What's that?
We're summoning gods that aren't here right now.
Yes.
No one. If that gets clipped and distributed, I will find every single one of you. And
yes. So you wanted to go and heal his shoulder?
Yeah, I'll go. I can use
Healing hands.
Yeah, I can use the healing hands so that it's not taking a spell slot.
How much do you give him?
I don't know yet. I have to find it. I'm sorry.
All right.
I can figure that out while you do something else if you'd like.
Go. Yes. So Fernando has kind of climbed out of the box, has dragged up another sort of wooden chair, and has kind of sat down on there. His eyebrows still kind of pushing down on his eyes, which his elongated snout, everything's kind of smushed together with this long nose. Oh, we have friends. I am Fernando.
Adeline, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Good to meet you. what was it, 7 healing? There we go.
Thank you.
And the rest of you are...
Well, I'm Rose, and I'll hand him a rose.
Oh. That's me.
Thanks.
I'm Rhapsody, or just Roz for short.
Roth. Okay.
I'm gonna lean forward from the corner. I'm Kaya. Hi.
Kaya.
Lost.
Your name is lost.
Yes.
Got it. I bet that becomes confusing in some circumstances.
It's rife for shenanigans. That is certainly true.
I see. Oh. How can I be of service to you?
Well, we're looking to get to know our common enemies a bit better. Particularly their nature. Ways to potentially eradicate them. For good. Banishing, so to say. I'm also generally curious if there's a layout of the town, a rudimentary map with the locations of where the generals stay, patrol routes. Really, any information you can share with us. Could you please stop doing that with your tail, please?
I'm sorry. It's got a mind of its own. I'm sorry. He takes it and sits on it. A map? A map I can probably find.
Yeah, that would be great because if I look at the map, that would be awesome.
So a map I can do. And you're also looking to know about the gnolls?
Yes. What we've seen of them is that they're of a nature not of this plane. If we knew more about their origins, perhaps we could determine the best way to return them to their provenance.
I see. Well, they are demons. Spawned of the blood of Yunogu, who is what they are trying to bring forth
Right.
to this plane.
By what method? A ritual?
Oh no, they're gonna use the large druidite crystals that we have here.
Yes, I heard about those. I am
Not
familiar with
common
this.
knowledge.
We know about them, though.
Well, yes, I just told you about them.
Oh, we didn't know you had one. We knew about Druidite.
Oh, I see. Oh. A learned group, certainly.
Yes.
Certainly.
We also know how to destroy it.
I see. Don't think I've ever tried to destroy it.
I mean, it seems to be the problem, or a source of the problem here.
Wisdom would speak that people are the problem.
What?
The crystal just exists.
Agreed. But if it wasn't for the crystal, then they can't bring forth Unagi.
Sorry, it seems one of my eyes has gone blurry. What did you say? I was distracted.
Right, but if they're using the crystal to bring forth this person thing, evil, then destroying it would stop that, right?
until they found another source.
So it would delay it, not so much stop it.
But it's a good first point of defense. We know that we can at least destroy the means of them accomplishing their task.
Yes.
Yes, so they're actually using the crystals to power a planar gateway.
Oh, fascinating.
Well, that's like just a bridge from this demonic
More
plane
like-
to this one.
More like punching a hole between the planes.
I'm gonna look at Lost. Does that kind of describe what you've seen before?
Pretty much.
So this druidite, it's been used like this specifically before.
Perhaps not only in the hands of the gnolls.
Right.
With so many occurrences of the same thing happening. If this is common knowledge that it can puncture these holes across planes. Oh.
But it's not common knowledge, and that's the way it has to stay.
Yes. Very much so. Okay.
So, for us less learned folk, we cut the power, gateway closes, right?
A gateway is ineffectual. It can't power anything. If we're able to stop the crystals from working before they activate the gateway, then
no more reinforcements.
right, no Yunoku.
Do you know where they are in their process of
Yeah, how long do we have?
creating this gateway? How much progress they've made?
I haven't been inside the cathedral. I don't know how close they are.
Right. Perhaps that's where we start. Though the cathedral is the hub of everything.
The cathedral is where the Flynn stays.
Maybe taking out the other generals so they're not there to defend it. Because surely once they know the portal itself is under fire, they will come to its aid.
Is the Flint a magic wielder, or is he like a martial general that's just been promoted above all the others?
The Flynn is like an evolution. Every so often, a Flynn will appear from within a Gnoll pack and will assert itself as the Flynn and be given more powers by Yunogu, who becomes the champion.
Does it carry a staff?
No, a flail.
Sinister.
I was just wondering if maybe we had encountered such a thing before.
If we destroy the Flynn, are we, in effect, cutting off the head of all the other generales?
Or is that just
Or-
another case of delaying the inevitable?
You could take out the Flynn, but they could still complete what they need to.
So we have to get the substance, the power source, the Dragon Knight, Druidite.
That's a Pokemon.
Is it?
I don't know what a Pokemon is.
What did I say? I blacked out for a second.
Never mind.
Do you know if there's a reason why information of the magical means is incapable of going outside of the city?
Oh, yes.
It's some kind of enchantment that the shaman has cast across the city.
Is there any way to get beyond it?
To get beyond it? I mean, you could walk out. It's not physical.
And do we know where or how far it goes?
From what we can tell, anywhere in the city has been stopped from sending messages.
But if we were to take out the shaman, then that influence would stop.
Potentially the spell would drop.
Then we could send out for reinforcements for the rest of them.
But we are
Unless it was an item that was causing it, in which case the item would still be there.
True.
Or an enchantment that's laid on an area that's set into the area.
Is there a way to determine which of these possible methods we used? I know I have arcane knowledge, but would there be markers of it? With some kind of indicator of the source?
We could use detection magic closer to the cathedral, assuming that's where it's coming from.
All right.
It sounds like we need to scout out the cathedral.
Yes.
Yeah.
It sounds like... Well, I should be in that number. As well.
I too can aid in detection magic.
As can I.
Oh, good. Okay. Well, that's next steps, and now we know the added step of destroying the crystals to delay things. We just don't know the order of everything. What makes the most sense?
I think it
Kill
would
the
be
bad
a
guy.
good idea for not maybe all of us, but myself and someone who would want to maybe accompany me to get beyond this magical domain and send for help.
Are we splitting up? A few going outside the bounds of the city and some of us scouting the cathedral?
It
I don't like
makes
that.
sense.
It makes the most sense.
Because
No,
if I
it
can
doesn't.
get a message to Davet, he'll have an
Well-
army here.
We are
Okay, so-
loud as a group. There's
I
too
understand
many.
that. Let me make a counter argument. I am the person who is most eager to be moving forward in the mission to destroy these assholes, these evil motherfuckers, right? I am the person who I think that. Maybe I'm not. I'm just the least restrained at the moment. And I do not want us to split up because as a whole, we are always much better than we are as separate parts.
I don't
And
know.
I don't
if
want
that's true.
I don't want anything to happen to any of you.
Of course. We don't want anything to happen. First off, Kaya, do not mistake our restraint for trepidation to face this. Caution is not a lack of eagerness.
I understand that. You're right.
But that said, we are not always at our best when we're together. Not when small numbers, quiet numbers, can make all the difference, as with going to the cathedral.
I
we
mean,
also-
our history is that whether we're 2 or we're 6, we have about the same success rate at being quiet.
Have we really tried the 2 thing?
But it wastes so much time for us all to trek outside of the city just to send a message when just 2 of us could go.
How long does it take? Our hovel where we have holed up is near the edge of the city, right? It's towards the outer edge of the city. When we get back to there tonight, we can maybe under the cover of darkness make that trek tonight as a group. I do not want.
Counterpoint to going on the outside near the outer walls would be being seen by Marir the Sharp.
The what?
The what?
Marir the Sharp, the sharpshooter.
Oh,
Question.
one of the generales.
Yeah.
How high does the barrier go?
Yes.
Well, not being one of flight, I haven't really tested this.
I could get very high.
Rose, I could make you unseen for a time. Do you want to try this?
Yeah, this makes sense. But still do it at night.
Well, there's no purpose to if she's unseen. And Kaya, per our agreement, we only have today to do all of our planning, so
Yeah, that's what we're doing now.
yes. But we need all the information. And the information also includes, will we have help?
Why are you
However,
so
we
insistent?
do have to worry about how said army will actually make it here.
Right. It will take time. We're going to be on our own for the first part of this, no matter what it is.
They only need to come in the teleportation.
Yes, that's what
how
I
we
was going
got
to say.
here.
Yes.
In
We can
waves
have them-
coming through the teleportation circle.
We can secure the teleportation circle.
And I can let them know.
That means we would need to clear out the Athenium.
Oh,
Or they know to send their warriors first.
but you know what? That's getting our reinforcements, our support directly into the heart of the enemy, unexpectedly.
Not
If
if
they march on the city from the outside, they're going to see them coming. And yes, that's one advantage, but or I don't.
Perhaps
mean
that's the
advantage,
distraction we need,
but
so
yes,
that we can strike the heart of it at the cathedral.
and maybe they can send also a medium-sized group of warriors of some type through the teleportation circle. as
How
well.
many allies do you think we have?
I mean,
I bet Magnus would come. I bet Magnus would come.
I was gonna
Perhaps
say, I
more
feel
than
like
what-
everywhere we've been, we've made at least one group of allies.
Who would march on a foreign city?
They're not marching on the city. They're marching on the enemies that have taken control.
Exactly, but why do they have an alliance to Heliacal? I'm just being practical.
We are asking for their assistance for our own purposes, and Magnus, I believe, would come to our aid.
I think you have a kind heart, but I don't know if everyone else does. I think we should expect. I don't think that we can expect two different fronts from our allies.
I would just put this out there, but is this the Magnus of Ulfgate?
Yep.
Yes.
I don't know how he would have access to the Sol Province circle of teleportation.
No, he would have to make
They
it
are
here.
outside the bounds. Our only allies who could get here quickly could come from the city we just
Could-
left.
Could the high priestess? Does the high priestess? Do you know if she had the ability to cast some sort of teleportation without a circle?
You can make me roll for this. But
If
my
you would know?
assumption, I would assume because
There's-
my own.
Absolutely no way that you would know. she
Well,
could or
my
not.
answer to that would be something along the lines of her magic comes from divine nature, and that's not something that she would have access to.
Yeah, I mean, there's certain things that could be done, but not like a straight teleport. I mean, you never know. She might be able to do it, but you wouldn't know. There'd be no way of you actually knowing.
And I would,
You would have to use many spells to talk to her.
We could squabble all day counting these chickens before they hatch. We will not know anything until we reach out. I think we ought to move on this now, so we at least know what we're working with.
What do you mean by move on this?
Contact them.
Oh, yeah, I
See
don't
who's
disagree.
available. There's no point talking about who they are and what they'll do unless we know that they're coming. Know that they can.
Okay, so Magnus and
Disagree.
I don't.
We call
Why would you
David.
disagree? There's no point in squabbling until we reach out and talk to them. Isn't that what you just said?
David is closer.
That is closer. I don't think.
I don't disagree with you.
We only have
why
a
would-
short amount of time if this is able to go through. If you
Yeah.
have to send more than one message or start a conversation with someone, there may not be enough time for you to come back down unnoticed. We have to
I
be
can only.
succinct and specific about who we contact.
If
Okay.
we get outside of the barrier, I might be able to get word out, at least on a more spreading approach. Lost. And he kind of like points at your crimson scarf.
Mhm.
The people in your group, they're all across Gahlia, are they not?
They are, but I don't think it's in their interest to come and
They don't
Save-
need to
save it.
come. They just need to get word out to people who might be close enough to come.
That's a good use of our resources. Rose, I can make both of you harder to detect. If you both need to go above the bounds, even that is a bet that we're taking. All we have now are bets. We don't have any assured answers. I think we should concentrate our efforts towards contacting those that we know have direct and quick access, our recent allies. Rose, if you ask anything of Davith, you know he will come.
I know.
They're close. They could come over land quicker than Magnus ever could. And we know they could teleport in. I think you should let him know about...
I agree. And to reinforce what she's saying, I agree. And you know what? They could use their own connections if they so choose to ask for aid or assistance from other groups.
I think as
And
long as
you
we
could leave
mention,
that to them. Sorry.
as long as we mention that the Druidite is being used for evil here as well, they will come.
But you need to stress exactly what we're up against. They need to know what they're walking into.
I mean, maybe we don't have to tell the other cities that we have large storage of druidite.
Even now, while your
We're not
land
gonna
is
have it-
being demised and it's being used to
I'm
draw
just saying,
a
if we can
portal.
avoid it, that would be best.
Well,
I
you're
don't-
not
I don't
going
think-
to have it for long anyway, are you? Because we're going to destroy it.
What?
I mean, is that not part of closing the portal? Ugh, we know where you can get more. Don't worry about it.
I'm gonna put a pin in that one. We can come back to that.
So we agreed. We're going to send Rose and Roz outside to send word.
Yes, and I believe if I accompany Rose, if it should extend past the limits of her flight, I'll at least be able to aid her. And what I would be sending out wouldn't cause me to become visible, I don't believe.
It shouldn't. Oh.
None of it should. cause
Yeah,
you-
as long as
Well,
it's being cast
if-
on.
Mine is not magic based, it's enchantment based, I believe.
The spell ends for a target that attacks or casts a spell. And you only have 1 hour.
So if I cast a spell, can I be seen?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then I better make it worth it.
Unless you were to take your friend with you
I could do it again,
and
but I
cast it
can
in an
only.
instant, you would be blink in and blink back out.
But she, as soon as she cast it again, she would be visible. So then you're still stuck with somebody who's visible.
I can cast it on myself.
Not if you use more arcane magic.
I can only do it on 2 at a time. So, Rolls, you would be out. Either Rose, you come back seen and have to find a other way down without being detected, or Roz, you cannot go, and you must take me.
Roth, where do those filths come from?
Really? Now,
I have quite a few. They're from my mother.
But they're a particular design, the gold embellishments on them.
Oh.
Where did they come from? Where do they originate?
Temple of the Flowing Sands. Are you familiar?
And you see his eyebrows, like his big bushy eyebrows, just kind of curl a little bit. You don't quite see his eyes, but you see that there's an emotion change. And he goes over to his trunk that he came out of. He starts rifling around in it. There wasn't much that I was able to save from the Athenium when I took my exit. Stage left.
Oh no.
But I did rescue this. And we may as well return it to the rightful line. And he pulls out this wide silver collar. But it's open on the end with 2 outstretched hands. With arcane symbols on the backs of the palms. We may be able to use this for covert communication. My dear Rhapsody, this came into our possession many, many years ago, but I am happy to return it to its rightful people. And he hands it to you.
Does it look familiar in any way? The hands or the collar?
Make a history check with advantage. Or religion, one of the two.
It's literally a choker.
14 is the highest. For religion, sorry.
Okay. I'm going to send this to you.
Oh, secrets.
Secret, I've got a secret.
It's on Instagram. I sent it to you. Why don't you try it on and we'll show everyone how it works.
actually very methodically and almost like he's bypassing the silks. He'll maneuver it around and into, and then have it kind of like set down.
So you pull the collar on, and the hands kind of on either side of his jaw. And over the next minute, you watch as the fingers bind closer and closer together, and then seal. And that's where we're going to end tonight.
Cool.
Was that a trap?
I know. What? He's already quiet enough. Come on. What?
Mad Max shit.
Oh, welcome in, Raiders! We just finished up. But thank you so much.
We can go another hour or two, right? Yeah.
I didn't realize how late we went.
Yeah.
I know. You guys got into it, and so I was like, oh, okay, I'll let it run a little bit.
You introduce an old snaggletooth cat. What are we supposed to do?
I know. And we had to start making plans. God forbid.
Fernando, scratch it.
Oh.
Yes. Hey, everyone else, it's not just us. Thank you so much for watching and staying with us through this chaotic stumble of an episode. Yep, in more ways than one. Thank you so much. If you're new here, please give us a follow. It really helps us out. It's super free, not just free, but super free. And it goes a long way for us. So thank you so much for all of the new follows and things. Thank you so much for the subscriptions and things. I saw it all coming in, but there was so much going on that I couldn't be in the chat typing like typewriter cat. All the cat references for the tabaxis. Thank you so much, everyone. Did you have something to add, or are you finding someone to raid?
I think we'll raid Distal, because that's the first one I saw.
Distal or the...
I can't.
Yeah.
I don't see anything else.
Let's do Distal. That'll be fun to jump in. Everyone, oh man, Hype Train is close. What is going on?
What's happening? All those follows. Thanks, guys.
I don't know. This doesn't usually happen at the end. But we're going to raid our friends at Distal's place, so make sure you stay in the raid to bomb him with all of our Hype Train incoming.
Cool.
What is going on?
I think it canceled the raid.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone in the chat right now. You are blowing my mind. We're gonna raid Distal's place. We are gonna be back on Monday, I believe, for Legends of Shargar, and then we'll be back in Gahlia the following Friday, taking on the rest of Heliacal, with tabaxis and muscle elves in tow. Muscle mommy elves, apparently. So make sure you stay in the raid to pick up those bonus channel points to turn those into flex points for our players in future streams. You have been amazing. This is the Fables of Gahlia on the Swole Initiative Network, the correct way for starting your weekend off. Much love, everyone. Have a great weekend.